So you ever meet someone and you just think this is one of the fucking sketchiest individuals I've ever met? Today's story time's about one of those people, okay? Actually, it's about a bunch of individuals in specific, okay? So this story time takes place about 2 years back. I was actually going to an EDM festival with two of my friends. There was a huge EDM concert going on not too far away from my hometown. So my plan was basically just to hang out there for the night with my friends. And we went there, and we were trying to decide whether or not we wanted to stay there for the night, like camp there with some other friends of ours that were there, or if we were just going to drive home later that night. But we basically decided on, we'll just see what happens. Like, we're going to go. If we have a lot of fun and we get too tired, we'll just sleep there with some friends of ours who had a tent. Or if we're still feeling some energy at the end of the night and my friend wants to, we'll just drive home with him. So we get to the festival, and the first 2 hours was really fun. Like, everything was going perfect. We were having fun. We met up with some other friends of ours there. We had a group of 6 in total. We were just having fun, enjoying the music. And then these two girls came up to me and my friend and started talking to us. They were asking us who we were there to see, what some of our favorite artists were, and we were just talking back and forth. And after getting to know them a little bit, they ended up inviting us back to their tents. They had 2 tents on the campgrounds, and they wanted us to come hang out with more of their friends. So I was down, and my friend was down. So we told the rest of our friends, we're like, hey, we're going to be right back. We're going to hang out with these girls for a little bit. And everyone was cool with that. No one really cared. They pretty much just told us, have fun. We'll be here when you get back. And that's what we did. So we followed these 2 girls to the campgrounds, and they brought us to these 2 pretty big tents. And I can't lie, at this point I was feeling a little bit sketched out because honestly, it's not like me to just kind of wander off with random people and hang out with them. But they seemed like trustworthy girls. They didn't seem sketchy or anything like that. But when we got to the campgrounds and got to their tents, that's when I felt a little bit uncomfortable because there was just so many people that I didn't know. And there was these 3 guys in one of the tents, and they just seemed so drunk and probably on drugs and just so out of it. And one of them gets up and he's like, "What's up, dudes? Glad you came to party." And he gives us a big bear hug, me and my friend. And we were like, "Oh, what's up, man? How you doing?" And he's like, "Good, good. I'm glad you guys came." And I was like, "Yeah, me too." And he's like, "Fuck yeah, bro. Well, come on in." And he gets into the tent, and me and my friend and these 2 girls all squeeze in with him and these 2 other guys. And it just did not work. We were barely fitting in this tent. And it made no sense because there was a whole nother tent with 2 or 3 other people in it. So we definitely could have fit better if we used both tents. But this guy invited us into the one. So me and my buddy, we squeeze in with these 2 girls. And there's these 3 other guys there. And there's a cooler right in the middle of the tent. And the dude opens it up and he starts taking out beers. And he's like, "You guys want one?" And I was like, "Nah, man, I'm good. I don't drink." And he points to my friend. And my friend's like, "Yeah, I'll take one." So he throws him a beer. And then he takes out a bottle of water, and he's like, "Well, you want a water or anything?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, that'd be great." And he tosses me the water. It was just some labelless water bottle. And it seemed like it was sealed. I didn't really look at the cap or anything. I just thought it was a normal fucking water bottle. So I didn't think much of it. So I just set the bottle down next to me, and I wait because I figured, I'll open it a little bit and start sipping it. And one of the dudes who wasn't saying a single word, one of these random guys, he kind of scooches over to my side of the tent, and he sits down right next to me in between me and this girl. And I go to pick up my water, and he grabs my hand, very tightly, and he looks me in the eyes. And at this point, I'm just thinking, what the fuck is going on? How fucked up is this dude? He just grabbed my hand. He's looking me in the eyes with this, concerned stare. And then he nods no. He nods his head back and forth, a no motion. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? And then I realize he's trying to tell me not to drink the water. So I just look at him, and I nod back, kind of like a thank you nod. And then I look down at the water bottle, and I can see that the cap isn't sealed, so the water was already opened, which means they most definitely slipped something into it, some kind of drug. So I set the water down, and I was so fucking pissed. I was so mad. I just go, "Yo, what the fuck's wrong with this water you just gave me?" And I look at the dude that handed it to me, the original guy that gave me the hug. And he's like, "What are you talking about, bro? Nothing." And I was like, "Yeah, then why isn't the fucking cap sealed? This was opened already." And he's like, "I don't know, someone else might have drank out of it before you." I was like, "Dude, fuck you. What'd you put in it?" He's like, "Nothing. You don't want to hang? Then don't hang. Don't come in here with that bullshit." And I was like, "All right, man, sounds good." So I open the water, and I just dump it out all over him. And he's like, "What the fuck? What the fuck, man?" And he's just looking at me all confused and angry. And I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, I'm about to get the fucking shit beat out of me because I'm in a tent right now where I don't know most of the people. They're probably his friends. They're probably about to jump me for dumping water on their friend. But he's just like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Tell me what was in that water." And he goes, "You're fucked, bro. You're absolutely fucked." I'm like, "Dude, what was in that water I was just about to drink?" And he goes, "I thought you were down to hang, have a good time, and do some Molly." And I was like, "Was there Molly in that water?" He goes, "Yeah, I was doing you a favor." I was like, fuck you. And I just threw the bottle at him, and I start crawling out of the tent, and my friend follows. And as we're leaving the tent, he just yells, he's like, whatever, good fucking riddance. And I just felt like, honestly, lucky. I thought all of his friends were gonna try and jump me or some shit, but like they just didn't care. They must have known this dude was full of shit. So I crawl out of the tent with my friend, and there's another dude behind us. And I turn around and I look, and it's the guy that warned me about the water. So I just straight up asked him, the first thing I said, I was like, yo, how'd you know that water had Molly in it? And he's like, honestly, man, I didn't know that it had Molly in it, but I knew that there was something in it because when he opened the cooler, he had a bunch of labelless waters, and there was no seal on most of the caps. And I was like, shit. And he's like, yeah. I was like, how do you know him? And he's like, I really don't know him. I'm just camping right over there. And he points like 4 tents down. He's like, yeah, my tent's over there. Like, I was just walking by, and he invited me in with a bunch of his friends to party. I'm guessing he either wanted me to get really, really drunk, or he wanted me to drink that water that he was trying to get you to drink. And I was like, shit, dude, thank you. And he's like, yeah, man, no problem. So then I asked him, I'm like, bro, why don't you come hang out with us? Like, we have a bunch of friends by the stage. Let's just all go fucking have fun, listen to the music. He's like, word, I'm down. So me, my friend, and our new friend just walked over to where the concert was, and we met up with our other friends, and we introduced him, and we explained the whole story of how we met him, and all my friends thanked him for warning me about the water, and pretty much were just like happy that I was good, I didn't drink some weird shit. Because honestly, to this day, it might not have been Molly in that water. It could have been anything. Like, I'll probably never know. But right before the music started from the next act, the dude was like, yo, I'll be right back. The dude that, like warned me about the water. I was like, where are you going? He's like, hold on, I just gotta do something. And he runs away. And I'm thinking, okay, that's fucking weird. And like 30 minutes later, he comes back and he goes, guess what? I'm like, what? He's like, I told the security on the campgrounds about that dude handing out drugged water, and they shut his whole site down. They told him to go home. I was like, are you fucking serious? He's like, yep. Security went over to his tent, told him and all of his friends to pack up their stuff, and they got escorted out. I was like, holy shit, dude, you're a legend. He's like, yeah, dude, fuck that guy. Like, you just don't do that. That's not cool. I was like, yeah, man, for real. And after that, me, him, my friend, and all the rest of our friends just pretty much just chilled and listened to music and had fun. And it was a great rest of the night. And yeah, that was pretty much the end of the story time. Moral of the story is, don't drink stuff that sketchy people hand to you that you don't know. Pretty much just don't drink anything that looks sketchy. If there's no label on it, there's no seal on the cap especially, just don't touch it. And yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much the end of the story time. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy it. Leave your stories in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace.